something came up. So I am here and ready to begin. We got a good show. We got former Buffalo Bills running back and former San Diego Charger for 1 year, Charles Rome's on, and we got Altitude Sports Radio host Andy Wendell on. Talk some football. It's going to be a fun football conversation. We got a lot of news out there to talk about as well. So it's going to be a fun conversation. But I want to begin first off with Blake Snell. What in the world, Snell? That is so. I get you're frustrated with management and all that, but come on, now is not the time to be saying what you said. Now is the time to take any cut you're willing to cut and just play. It's proven out there that you will not get this in your age group. You will not get this. It won't hurt any unless you have if you have good health, you will not get hurt by this disease. It is proven. So, your comments was pretty bad. I mean, you're going to have to do a lot of repairing to fix your relationship with not only but your teammates. Now, I can't speak for that locker room, of course, but I'm sure hearing that did not help either. I'm sure some of the team, I don't know how much of the team, but I'm sure they want to get back on the field. And even if it is a pay cut, I'm pretty sure they want to be on the field anyway. So, that being said, Snell, you made yourself look really, really bad. I'm really surprised people are defending him. I really am. But consider it the source. If it was me personally, I can't say anything. I'm not an actor. I never made that kind of money, never will. But come on, if you're frustrated with management, that's understandable, but now is not the time. Not in these times of need where people are struggling, people don't have jobs, unemployment rate is through the roof. It's not needed, Snell. Not needed. You gotta do a lot of apologizing out there. Even if that is not what you meant, you sure as heck made it feel like it was all about yourself. You really did. Now, other players like Nolan Arenado and Bryce Harper have both come out and said yes, that they agree with Snell. But come on, players. I get that you have that fear of going out there. But if you have that fear, as Dan Patrick said and everybody else has said, don't go out and play. If you don't want to play, don't play. But the ones who do want to play will play. So, yes, it sucks that the big guys don't want to play, but it is what it is. And unfortunately, this is a bad problem to have with baseball, and I think it's going to lead up into all the other sports being played this year as well. Even though the NFL has stated they are going through until the fall, it was just a bad move. What the PA Players Association handle it now. Let them. That's what they're there for. They're there to come up with deals with the owners. It was just a bad move. I like you, Snell, but it was just a bad call. You don't say stuff like that. Even though you probably didn't mean it. Are you sure you probably meant to word it in a different way? But you made yourself look like a jackass. Plain and simple. But it is what it is, so damn. Hopefully you can rekindle and apologize. But unfortunately it's there and it's going to happen. Also, now I need to get into the next story. It was a weird story, but it's got to be said because James Harrison went on Barstool Sports podcast yesterday and said that the hit on Massaquoi, when it gave him a concussion, and he was fined $75,000 for it, said that he quote unquote said that he wouldn't say what it was, of course, but he said that Mike Tomlin gave him an envelope, wouldn't say what was in it, but at the time NFL was changing the ways people, and they did it in season. Now, whether or not that was true by Tomlin, I don't know. Will be investigated, probably. But Sean Payton yesterday with Baltimore radio and the great CBS guy Jason Lockenfor said that the NFL ain't probably going to do nothing with it because they're going to look into it, yes, but since it's the Steelers and it's the ownership, nothing's going to happen probably. So whether or not Tomlin did it, I don't know, because it just doesn't seem like what Tomlin would do, especially in that time. Tomlin stepped up for it and said it's just weird because there's reports out there saying that Harrison is in cahoots with Antonio Brown to smear Tomlin. But on this podcast that he did yesterday with Barstool, I don't know if he was what he was trying to accomplish, because the way he said it was, the G's thing he ever did was pay. Are you trying to compliment him? Are you trying to hurt him? What are you trying to do, Harrison? What are you trying to do? Please tell us. It is a weird story for sure. Why all of a sudden would you say this when your agent has came out and said he didn't know nothing about it? Nothing was through. Nothing went through. So why would you all of a sudden come out with this? Why? It's crazy. What can I say? I also got... There's another story out there too. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but it's crazy. You hear what 2 football players have done in their time? They got arrest warrants out now for robbery. Like, really? And from what I hear, they were trying to steal money and watches. What are you guys thinking? A first-round pick of last year's draft and an NFL vet of 5 years who's been in the league just picked him up last year, the Giants. Go figure it'd be the Giants, of all teams, of course. But still, if you're that concerned about the money and playing, why not just go out there and get a sponsorship? Or buy the watches. You make enough money as is. Go out there. Why you have to do this? Why? Are you just naive, dumb, quarantining to your head? What goes on in your guys' head? Come on. I know you guys have not been hit hard recently, but why? Why? Please tell me. I want to know. So, I thought that was stupid. Go figure. So, NFL needs to take a look at these guys and really monitor their health situation, or their head, whatever goes on in their head, have them evaluated or whatnot, because that is and ridiculous. You guys are now going to jail, probably for, I don't know what the felony is for that nowadays or how many years, but I'm guessing you guys will be going for a while. So you guys just ruined your career. And you guys were 22 and 27. Why? Please tell me. But before I get into my guest, I would like you guys to know to follow us on the Anchor app. We are on all podcasting apps out there, from Spotify, Google, iTunes, you name it. And now we're on this new one called Overcast, also involved with Anchor, so check us out. Also, we are streamed live through YouTube and Facebook Live, so check us out there. We got a new name coming soon, logo coming soon as well, so be on the lookout for that. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but we promise you guys, both me and Eric, that it'll be good. And once it's done, you guys will be loving us even more, hopefully. But let's get into the first guest. He is a former Buffalo Bill and San Diego Charger, Charles Rome. I'm going to hit him up now. So let's do this.
Hello?
Hey, Mr. Romes, how are you tonight? And welcome to the Tampa Bay Sports Bandits. Hanging in there. I hope you are staying safe, you and the family out there.
Oh yeah, man. I'm trying to do the best I can, staying safe, man, keeping and staying protected. So, been doing okay. It's a little tough being having to stay in though. We have to abide by the rules and regulations, and so we don't get sick.
Yeah, it really is. These times, who would have thought? These times are crazy. I never would have seen this. And I know you've been around longer than I have, but
yeah, it is truly unbelievable that this is happening, man. And the way it looks, it's gonna be around for a while.
Yeah, oh yeah, by far. And who knows? I mean, right now you got sports going at it against each other. You got players going against each other with the owners. And I mean, who knows if sports are even going to go, anytime soon? Like the talk is, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's up in the air right now, man. We don't know. Hopefully, by the time training camp comes around and we go play football, we might be able to do something. But shoot, right now, man, it's really up in the air to which way they could go with that.
Yeah, and I mean, I gotta ask you, since we're now talking about this, like, what would you think is what do you think the deal is going right now between the Players Association and the owners? Do you think that the players want to play this season knowing the fact that other sports might not be playing yet? Do you think the players want to risk going out there? What's your take on
Well,
that?
that's a good question, man. That is a good question. I mean, you got to look at look at basketball, man. Even though they're not playing, they still get paid.
Right.
They still get paid, and will the NFL do that if we didn't play? If guys were trying to stay safe and protected and didn't play, would they do the same thing as basketball? Like still pay salaries and you know that is a question to me. Uh, I think guys want to play, man. It's something that we love to do, and we work all year round to stay in shape and to get ready to come at camp and play football, man. And this is going to be an interesting season anyway, so I'm looking forward to it.
I am too if it ever gets started, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, because right now you got, I'm sure I don't know if you cover baseball or not, but what they're going through right now is I mean, after Blake Snell's comment yesterday, I mean, I don't know if you've heard about that comment, but I mean, dude, you made it sound like you only want the money, even though they're planning on a short season. Like, if you're a player and I mean, he said he don't want to go out there knowing the fact that this is out there, that he's risking his life, but then he brought up the money issue.
Right.
Like, which is it? Which is it? Do you not want to play because of the money, or do you not want to play because of the risk? I mean, and like I said, this is the problem that's going to arise with all the leagues. And baseball is...
Well, and you're right, man. I mean, we go out, we play to earn the money, man. But the risk is high at this point, and we're just trying to flatten the curve on this thing, and for guys to I don't know what baseball is doing as far as paying people right now, but I'm sure guys are just itching to get paid somehow, some way.
Right.
And I don't know, man. It could happen just like basketball is paying their guys. I mean, it could happen, but I don't know. I don't know if the NFL would do that.
Right. I don't know either. Yeah. I mean, Goodell. Great kudos to Goodell. I mean, he tried with look at how much ratings he got with the draft he went through with that after he got so much hate for it. I mean, look how much ratings he got after that. Kudos to him, at least for trying to, be optimistic, just like Dana White and Vince McMahon and all of them that are close with Trump. For trying to get these sports going. But, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm like torn half and half. Half I want the sports to come back. Half I don't, because even though I'm not an athlete, I know, like, it's just, do you really want to risk, even though the virus has proven not to affect our age group, or, from whatever it is, 15 to 30, 40, whatever it is, it's still worrisome, so I don't, but I'm optimistic too, so.
Well, I'm optimistic right now myself about, hoping that there will be a football season. At the end of the day, man, we got to take it. We got to take a look at the risk and the consequences behind going out to play, and because with this virus thing going on, man, you don't know who got that thing, man. You don't even know, without you can have it, like they say, you don't even have symptoms and you could still have it, man.
Right.
So
exactly.
It's a risk either way you look at it.
Exactly.
Whether either way you look at it, it's a risk, man. So I think we need to the players, maybe the NFLPA owners, coaches, and probably gonna have to make a decision soon, because camp's not far off.
Exactly.
You're talking about another month and a half. We in training camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are we gonna do if we don't have football, man? It's gonna be a tough year.
Yeah, I agree, especially with all the things that's hyped up about this year. I mean, speaking of that, I mean, the off-season moves that were made. You know, unfortunately, I don't like him, but all the bandwagoners do down here. Brady going to the Bucks with Gronk. I mean, I don't like him personally, but I lost a bet with with one of the former guests I had on here, who's one of our analysts, and I have to go out and get a Brady jersey because I bet him that if Brady signed with the Bucks, I'd have to go out and get his jersey. And what'd you know? He signed. Now I have to go out and get his jersey.
You gotta go do it. Yeah, I feel you. The thing about that, man, I think his time was up in New England, man. There's no more he could do there. He's done all he could do. I mean, 6 Super Bowls, really, and to try to now he's getting up into the 43, 44 age range, and he's going to a new team, and how are they going to adjust to his type of play? Those guys got to learn his do's and his don'ts, and the offensive line has got to be able to block for him because without blocking, it's just tough to be a quarterback, man.
So where do you see Where do you see where do you see the Bucks ultimately ending up then this year? Do you see them like everybody else?
Well, you know what, man? With the additional Gronk, and I watched the Buccaneers last year.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a bad defense. They got a pretty good defense,
mm-hmm.
and the offense is loaded. It's loaded with talent, man. Brady's got people all the way around him, man. Mike Evans and other guys at the wide receiver spot. I wouldn't be surprised if Edelman tried to get there.
Yeah, I know, right? I wouldn't be surprised either, to be honest.
Yeah. But I got to tell you though, if that offense clicks the way it's supposed to, they're gonna be dangerous. Tampa Bay's gonna be dangerous because with Tom Brady, man, you always have a chance with him.
That's right.
You always got a chance to win the game. Yeah, you always got a chance, man. So, and I guess the head coach he's the type of quarterback coach, I think.
Yeah, they call him the quarterback whisperer. Yeah, because he's done names like Peyton Manning, Carson Palmer, Ben Roethlisberger, and I think there was one other one that he did. Oh yeah, Andrew Luck.
Yeah. So and you're never too old to learn. Even though Brady's in his 40s, man, there's some stuff he could learn from that guy.
Oh yeah.
So Tampa Bay, man. Look, man, I got them to play second in their division behind New Orleans.
Oh yeah, it's going to be a tough division, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because
they will. They should make the playoffs.
You can't sleep on the Falcons either, like people are sleeping on them. They got good this offseason. A lot of people are sleeping on the Falcons.
You're right. People are sleeping on the Falcons, and they're not talking about them a whole lot. And when you do that, man, it's dangerous to do that, man, because the Falcons they could do some damage.
Oh yeah.
Do some damage. They if they sew up their defense and get a couple more guys that maybe in the secondary that can play well and maybe a couple of linebackers that can play well, they're going to be all right. I mean, Matt Ryan, he had a pretty good season. It wasn't too bad. I mean, it wasn't as good as it's been before, but he's still a good quarterback, no matter how you look at it. Julio Jones, and whatever they've added to the group this year, They should be okay.
And
They should be able to compete.
they should be, yeah. And like I said, and that's
Yeah.
what Ryan thrives on. I think he honestly, if you look at their Super Bowl year, that's what he thrives on because nobody counted him on for the Super Bowl that year, and look what they did. They blew the Super Bowl, unfortunately, but that's what Ryan did. He led them, and nobody even picked them, and you
Yeah.
saw the results. So, yeah, I think he thrives
You,
on
you
that.
you know, right? It's funny. I live down here. I live down in Augusta, Georgia, and and when the Falcons went to the Super Bowl, I'm a when I played in Buffalo, I'm an AFC guy.
Mm,
I'm in the AFC conference, so I got to pull for the Patriots, and I had no idea that when I was at a friend's house watching that game, that when I got home, the Patriots would have came back and won the game.
that game was
I
crazy.
mean,
I would never.
go figure.
Yeah.
Go figure that, man. They
What?
had them. They had them down. They had them down. The defense didn't hold up, and they gave Brady too much time at the end.
Yeah.
So yeah,
One of the craziest
and
games I ever
that's what.
watched.
Yeah, that's what teams got to look forward to in the NFC now with Brady. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
we don't know how things could be different. The grass ain't always greener on the other side, so sometimes it's brown.
So now, I also saw you spent your final year with my Chargers. Now I gotta ask you, since you were a Charger, um, where do you see them ending up this year? Now, granted, yes, they got Tyrod Taylor and Justin Herbert, which I didn't like in the draft getting him. I thought they should have gone after another
Mm-hmm.
QB. But where do you see them this year? Because their defense is stellar. They're ready to win. And so is their offense. They got 2 wide receivers under contract year, and Green and Allen. So, where do you see them winding up this year?
they're in that division with the Raiders and the Chiefs and the Broncos that's the AFC West. That's a tough division, man. I got Kansas City picked to win it again, and if San Diego gets the right mix at quarterback, they could possibly be the second place team in that division. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I got them picked. I got them. I got Kansas City, and then I got San Diego picked, and I got
I
you
agree.
know the Raiders and Broncos. They still kind of building their team up. So yeah.
I full heartedly agree with you because Tyrod Taylor, I don't think is the answer. I really don't, and
But
I was
well,
disappointed.
Tyrod's not a bad quarterback, but he's not the one that's gonna get him there. He's not gonna
Exactly,
get him there.
exactly, and that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, he did good in Buffalo. He led him to a couple
yeah.
playoffs. Didn't win one, unfortunately, but he led him to a few playoffs. But yeah, like you said, I just don't think he has it to where he can
Yeah,
take them to
yeah,
the Super Bowl.
yeah. He's just there's still a missing piece right there that they need to add to that. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Did they draft a quarterback this year
Yep, Justin Herbert out of Oregon.
from Oregon?
Yep.
Now that guy, I watched him play a couple of times. That guy's pretty good, man. He might be a little green coming into the NFL. You know how it is when the rookies get in there, but he's not gonna be on that bench long.
Yeah, if Tyrod
He's
slips,
gonna
yeah,
be,
yeah,
yeah. Tyrod, he don't have no room for error, man. He
yeah,
he, he really don't, man. And once that guy, if Tyrod slips up and loses that job, he'll never get it back
yeah. So
because that's Justin Herbert's opportunity to take advantage and mold that team and let him lead that team to where they need to go because he I wouldn't doubt it, man. I think he could do it. if he got his feet on the ground and he did the things that he was supposed to do and listen to, what the coaches try to teach him and, try not to force plays and just go by the book. I think he can get him there, man. He's got the talent, he's got the arm. So it's just right now. I got San Diego picked to go be second in that conference.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And yeah, it's definitely Tyrod's job to lose, especially if they go 0-2 or 1-2. So, yeah, he's playing for his let's just say his starting career, basically.
That's right. And this is Tyrod's last hope right here, man. If he don't get it done, I think his career as a professional football player could be over.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, it could be over.
So now I want to get into a little of your career. Let's see if you remember this one. Okay. Do you remember in week 2 of your second season what you did?
Wow, man, that's a long time ago. You're talking about a long time ago. I can't. Who were we playing?
It was against the New York Jets.
Oh, you talking about that 85-yard interception return?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
Take us through that. What do you remember most about it? Who'd you get the pick off of?
What? I got the pick off to Richard Todd. Richard Todd, man, and I think that I kind of tell you what happened, man. I think the wide receiver ran the wrong pattern. He was supposed to run it out, and he didn't. And he just kept going, and I read it, and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time, man, and just took it home.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
That was a good moment right there.
85 yards.
Yes, sir.
That you never saw those in your playing career. I know those hardly ever happen. So you never saw many of those.
Those those long interception returns are kind of tough to get, man. You see guys that pick off passes that that get long touchdown returns is really kind of when guys run out patterns or short patterns and they had to pick it off and there's nobody there. But we look forward to it. And 100 yards would have been even better.
Oh yeah, of course. I know it would have been, but you gotta get what you gotta get, right?
You gotta get what you gotta get. You know what I mean? I mean, defensive backs, we ain't used to catching balls, and when we see one, our eyes get so big, and we try to run. Sometimes we try to run before we catch it and end up dropping it. And but that one, man, I kind of looked it in and caught it pretty good and caught it on the run. So it was a great moment.
Now this is also, I've never heard of this before too. So you had at least one interception in every year from 78 to 86. That's unheard of. I've never heard of a defensive back ever in the league doing that. One interception from every year. I don't know hardly any defensive backs that do that every year. That's hard to do.
Yeah. I saw that somewhere and I read up on that, and that was some of that's on the back. I got some bubblegum cards on, that has that on the back of there, and I would think that's pretty good. I think.
Yeah, why aren't you in the Bills Hall of Fame yet? You should be.
You know what? That's a good question, man. I think somebody else asked me that. One of my friends asked me that. Why ain't on the Wall of Fame up there? I don't know even know if they still do that or not, because that was Ralph Wilson's thing. Mm-hmm. Things have changed a little bit up there, and they got new owners, and I'm not sure if they're even doing that Wall of Fame thing now.
Yeah.
I had to find out because I have to ask the alumni coordinator, hey man, when you guys gonna get me on that Wall of Fame?
Yeah, you deserve it. I mean, I've never even heard of that. I've watched a lot of football. Yes, granted, I haven't watched as much since I'm only 28. I was only born in 91. But, from what I've seen, I mean, I don't even remember a linebacker or defensive back, safety, whatever, cornerback getting an interception every single year from that for what looks like eight, 9 years. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
unheard of. And
It
then,
was it was 11 seasons total, and 10 of them were in Buffalo. So, uh, and, but look, man, a lot of people, what a lot of people don't know is, hey, I really didn't, I only played like 7 weeks of college football, man.
mm-hmm.
And we had 12 rounds in the draft. I was the first player taken in the 12th round, and uh, I ended up starting in my second season. Um, and
Yeah, and
it's
another stat I see that deserves you into the Bills Hall of Fame. You're fourth in the team history for interceptions with
right,
28
right,
28 career interceptions. So, yeah,
right.
please, Bills, get him in the Hall of Fame of you guys. Why?
For sure, man. For
Man,
sure,
oh
get me in
man.
there. I need to be in there. That would be a great moment for me, man. So that happened. Maybe you gave me some good luck this year. Maybe that'll happen.
I hope so
We'll see
because
how
it
we'll
sounds
see
like
how
to
it
me,
goes.
looking over, you deserve it. I mean, one, like I said, you don't ever hear of a player doing that in every consecutive year, and then in team history, like
Right.
really. I mean, come on, Bills, what are you doing? Come on.
Yeah. Get on them. Get on them. Yeah, get on them, man. I love Buffalo, man. I love playing up there, and there was some great moments, and I miss the game, and sometimes I wish I could still play, but and we know that ain't gonna happen.
So
But we can always wish and continue to keep it in our mind.
there you go.
Uh,
So
yeah, man. It's
before I let you go here, I want to get, since you did play for the Bills, uh, where do you think they'll end up this year with Josh Allen? I mean, they've improved. They added Stephon Diggs in the offseason. Where do you think they'll end up this year?
listen, man. I got to tell you this right. This is my feeling right here. Okay, their defense is you know is stacked. The defense played well all year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they added more power to the offense. If they don't go deep into the playoffs, then there's something terribly wrong.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
There is something terribly wrong. They got everything they need this year to get there.
I agree.
And sometimes there's such thing as, okay, well, maybe we got too much talent. You look at the Patriots when they win. They get guys from other teams that are misfits and turn them into stars, and they end up playing well, man. Yeah, you got guys going to Pro Bowl and all kinds of things, man. Buffalo has got a great team this year, and they should go a long way. And I got them picked to.
Do you see them winning
I
the
I I,
division?
I want to. I see them winning their division. There's no reason why they should not win that division. I mean, they're stacked. They're stacked, man. Buffalo's ready. Allen's been there a couple of years now, and he's ready. They got Stephon Diggs, and they got that. They got another wide receiver from I can't think his name. The young kid they just drafted.
I know who
Supposed
you're
to be
talking
real
about.
pretty
Yep.
good.
Yep, I know who you're talking about. And they got the guy from Dallas a
Yeah,
couple years ago in free agency.
yeah,
Beasley.
yeah.
Michael
So
Beasley.
yeah, yeah, and he played well for them last year.
Yes, he
So
did.
they're good to go, man. All they got to do is do it. They got to go out. They got to play hard, man. They got to execute well, and all the things that we're doing in practice. We need to work harder and do the little. Seeing Buffalo
Definitely.
playing this year, and it would be a shame if we didn't get to see that talent game.
Right.
Be
Agree.
that'd be rough. So
I agree, definitely.
yeah, I got him picked the division this year.
So do I, honestly, over New England.
Yeah,
So I'm with you on that. But
yeah.
definitely, I appreciate your time. Uh, if there's any way you want to help us get more, as we talked about, if you can help us out by subscribing to our channel, as I texted you, I'd appreciate it. So will my
Okay,
co-host.
all right.
Also, since you're on my Facebook, I'd like for you to share the show afterwards once it gets over with, um, and we'll go, uh, hopefully get more views. And because I love what I do. I love talking to guys like you. This is why I do this. I
Okay.
love hearing stories, so it's awesome. I do thank you for
Yeah,
your
man.
time.
Listen, man. And I just appreciate you giving me the opportunity to be on your show and to sit down and chat with you, man. And I look forward to doing it again.
Oh yeah,
And
by far, you will definitely be on again for sure.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's my pleasure, man. Thank you.
Definitely. You have a good night and be safe out there.
You too. Yes.
Do. Charles Rome's, everybody. What a good conversation that was. And now cutting it close here. So I'm going to call up Andy Wendell of Altitude Sports Radio. Just a second here. Well, I can find his name. Let's see, here we go.
Hello.
Hey, Andy, welcome to Tampa Bay Sports Bandits. How are you tonight?
Good. How are you guys?
As well. In this crazy times.
Yeah, we're getting by.
This is crazy. I never would have thought in my wildest dreams that this would be happening. This is definitely U.S. history, for sure.
It is.
So, I want to get right to it. I see you're Colorado-based Altitudes Radio. So, what were you there? Sorry. Were you there that night? Because I know there was a Nuggets game canceled as soon as we found out first about Rudy Gobert having the corona being tested. I think, were they in Sacramento or at home? I don't remember the game, but I know it was Denver was facing somebody. Were you at that game?
No, they were in Dallas at the time. I'm not on that broadcast crew, but they were in Dallas, and the guys that we talked to Mason Plumlee in particular, and we had a chance to catch up with Jamal Murray, and they just said it was surreal. Not like, they basically heard from the bench as they were playing the game, this is going to be it, and they knew that they had to finish the game, but the season was over.
Ooh, I mean that's crazy. Being told, oh hey, the season's going to be over. Oh man, think about those players, how they had to think after that moment. Jeez, brutal.
Yeah, it was rough. They said it was the weirdest in-game experience they've ever had.
Crazy. So now getting back to that, I mean, when have you heard anything from any of the leagues that you cover? Have you heard anything from any of the leagues when the possibility of them starting up at all? Have you heard about any from the Avalanche to the Nuggets?
They're all hopeful. We've got on our with the Broncos a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And, the Rockies, I mean, baseball's got to work out some of its financial stuff before baseball figures out what it's going to do. But at least try to play because there's just too much TV money in particular at stake. As far as when, though, like the NFL just approved some of the support staff getting back into the buildings in their NFL facilities, meaning that, the secretaries and whatnot can go in there, but not the players, not the coaches. They're going to continue to go virtual. So my guess is, if everything we're reading is to be believed, that the earliest action is going to be probably, as far as just practicing and getting in shape. Mason Plumlee said they were promised 3 to 4 weeks to get in shape, so I imagine the NBA will do that starting in June, maybe after Memorial Day here, but probably early June is when the NBA players will officially get back to it. And then as far as baseball goes, they're going to need to have another spring training because none of the pitchers are going to be ready. So I think it'll be July before you actually see any actual action in the league and stuff on TV again.
So speaking of the baseball, then, since you do cover the Rockies, what do you think about Nolan Arenado coming out and defending Snell's comments about we will not play for a certain amount, and relating to their health as well? What is your take on that? Do you think they're doing the right thing here, or do you think they're being greedy? What's your honest opinion?
Here's how I would put it to everybody out there, because again, I understand that these guys make a lot of money, but again, these are millionaires against billionaires. So before we all jump on the side of the billionaires, I would ask you, if you and I agreed, if you were doing a radio or a TV show and we agreed to a contract of $50,000, and then I came back to you and I told you, well, I'm only going to really pay you about $20,000. Would you be happy? Would you be willing to work for that? That was not the agreement that we had in place. I think, before you get upset about the fact that you think these guys are rich and they should just take whatever, understand that the owners are making more. The owners right now, they're set to make money off of TV contracts and advertising that they're not going to share with the players. And so the players basically said, if you want to go 50-50, we'll go 50-50, but we go 50-50 on everything. The owners just want to go 50-50 on how many games are played, and that's how much I have to pay you. So, look, I get it. There's a lot of people without work right now, and it's probably not the best time for baseball players to be discussing their finances, but this is why the owners are doing this. The owners know that the players are going to face a lot of negativity in the court of public opinion by bringing this up right now, and then they will be able to stash away billions, not millions, billions that they make, because they've not opened their books. We still don't know how much the owners are making off things because they kept their finances private. Right. And that's why the players don't buy what the owners are saying. So even though I know that the average American, and especially those out there going through the scary process of trying to figure out what you're going to do for work, I can understand why the comments are off-putting, but I think you have to put yourself in their shoes, whereas no matter what job you do, and somebody came and told you without negotiating it, we're just going to pay you a third less, you get a third of what we talked about. I don't think anybody in that position would be real happy about hearing that.
Right. And I have no problem. I'm like torn with the comments because, I mean, yes, I do, even though I'm not an athlete, I feel their pain. I mean, you're promised something. It's like an everyday job too. You're promised something, and then if you don't, I mean, were you supposed to stand by for it? I mean, yeah, so I mean, I feel for the players, and I mean, also a part of me says, yes, you guys are playing millions, I get that, but I mean, and I know you want your health as well, but do you really want to play? That's the thing. Are you willing to do a pay cut to play and then make up that money next season? So,
that's their bigger concern. You have to know the bigger concern from the players is they agree to anything this year, that'll be the way they're working under it next year. Now, look, when you talk about the health, I mean, there's a lot of grocery workers out there that are risking their health every day. So the health question can be, that's tricky. And to your point, look, if they don't want to play, then they don't have to play. But All I'm trying to say is don't be so quick to think that the players are the demons here and the owners are the good guys just trying to get back to. The owners are trying to maximize how much money they're going to make and
Oh yeah.
how they're trying to minimize their loss.
Oh, trust
So
me, I already know. I'm not buying the owners at all. They're greedy in any sport. That's how it is. They're greedy, and it's not just baseball. It's any other sport. All they care about is themselves. They don't care about the players like they say they do. They don't. No, no, no. So, yeah, I'm for the players, but just a part of me, because I am a everyday worker. I don't get paid much, so so I'm lucky to even be working right now. So, but yeah, I feel their pain too. So, I just hope it can all get settled. I mean, so when do you see an agreement coming? Have you heard anything between the players union to the owners? Have you heard when that might be worked out? When an agreement might be worked out?
no, I mean we're all waiting and trying to see. They've got to do it soon because if they're gonna get this July, everyone's kind of floated July 4th, and the Independence Day weekend is the day they want to kind of restart. I think a lot of these sports, whether it's basketball, baseball, whatever. So if in baseball, if they're going to do that, they've got to get back to spring training by the start of June because the reality is pitchers need time to get their arms right, to get the starting guys in particular need time to get back in shape to throw, 6, 7, 8 innings, whatever it's going to be, and there's not going to be a lot of days off, so they've got to get these players back in shape ASAP. So my guess is I don't. Again, I think they're going to posture with each other. I think next week could get ugly. I think by June they'll have it figured out and they'll make sure everybody's doing what they need to do.
I hope so. I mean, I'm optimistic. I would like sports to. It's just I feel like this problem's going to happen with all the sports. With now you got players talking out. It'll just be a never-ending cycle battle between the players and the owners. So. I just hope it don't come to that, and I just hope something gets worked out in all the sports, so we at least have some sports. I know you want to see some sports, too.
Yeah, it's not easy not talking about it. Look, I wouldn't worry about it outside of baseball. Baseball's owners have never broken the players' union in baseball. The football, they've got them where they want them. Basketball, there's more of a partnership. And hockey, I think hockey's smart enough to know hockey cannot afford to miss anything. So I think the only one that may, if anyone doesn't come back, in my opinion, it'll be probably baseball because of this, because they've chosen to, this whole thing about a salary cap and a 50-50 split, which is what that is, a 50-50 split would be a salary cap. That's been a long-standing issue between players and owners. So they brought up old baggage here and there stuff. Everybody else is just trying to figure out a way to get back to doing what they do.
Right. I agree. And I hope something just comes out. I want to see some sports, so yay! Let's hope that happens. But yeah. I also want to get to the Broncos. We texted about it a while back ago before the draft. Are you happy with who they drafted in the draft?
We'll see. I mean, yeah, it looks good on paper for the most part. I don't understand why they didn't take an offensive line, and that didn't make any sense to me, but they claim that nobody was there that they liked. I think, Ezra Cleveland in particular out of Boise State would have been someone that I probably would have been willing to take a chance on, but, John Elway doesn't see it that way. But at the end of the day, I've covered sports for 20 years, been in radio for 20 years, seen a lot of drafts. You don't know, even when you feel good about things, you don't know how guys are going to perform. You don't know how it's all going to shake out. So I'd love to give you the hot take as to whether, did they do the right thing? Did they get the right guy? I do think Jerry Jeudy will be a good player. It seems all indications are that it'll be very hard for him not to succeed, but you never know. I thought Jay Cutler was going to be a great player for them. And Jay Cutler was never half the player that they thought they were getting.
Drew Lock needed a weapon, and I like that pick that they did in the first round, Jared Jeudy. I like that pick. He's going to be a weapon for Lock. He needs them. Yes, he needs O-line too, and I was disappointed you guys didn't get O-line, but I did like getting Jeudy in the first round. I did like that pick. You guys needed help.
Yeah, I think they did well there, but again, you never know. That's all I can say. You never know.
Right. So where do you see them ending up this year if there is a season? Where do you see them in the standings?
Oh, I think they'll end up. I mean, I think there will be a season. I just unless something unforeseen happens. And look, you guys are in Florida, and to my knowledge, even though you've opened up the beaches, you haven't had a terrible. You haven't had a bunch of cases pop up again there, right?
Right. Yeah, we haven't. Yep. Yeah.
So you guys, I think, are hopefully giving the nation hope with what's going on there. But I don't know. It's tough to say because I think they're going to be better. But what is better? I don't know. I mean, it could be a playoff push. I don't know how good the division's going to be. But the problem is you have the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are probably in the best position of anybody in the NFL. They've bet a lot on NFL Network, and I believe that the teams that have veteran quarterbacks and offenses and that they're not trying to change, and the Broncos are trying to change their offense, they're going to be in better shape if they're just staying with the status quo. The Broncos are trying to start a new system, and they don't have any OTAs, and they're trying to do things over virtual meeting, and I think it may help Drew Lock learn the language in the playbook, but as far as timing with his new teammates, a guy like Jerry Jeudy, I don't know how much it helps you to have virtual meetings when you're trying to get to know guys. So I think the Broncos will start out a little bit behind. I think they'll be in the mix for a wild card, especially with the NFL adding that extra team. But if they get hurt, if they lose one of their tackles, I don't know how they get much better than they were a year ago, frankly.
I agree. If they do get hurt, yeah, that's the key thing, is injuries. But one last question I want to ask you. From a former quarterback in Elway, why has it been so difficult for him to get a quarterback in the draft? Why has he had so many, in your opinion, quarterbacks that have been bust besides Manning? What's your take on that?
Well, John, I mean, there's a couple reasons for it. One that the whole league is struggling with is college and pro football are not the same like they used to be. College plays a very different game. And college football coaches are trying to get their guys ready to play as soon as possible. So rather than teach them the game and the nuances and how to read defenses and how to look at tape and how to be a better football player overall, they have those sandwich boards where they simply put the play up there, the coach lets you go to the line of scrimmage, he looks over the defense, and then he decides for the quarterback what we're going to change to, what we're going to audible to. The whole team looks back over, they change up the sandwich board pictures, and that's how they adjust the play. Mm-hmm. So you don't have quarterbacks coming in as smart as they used to be, so that's been one major problem. With John, in particular, I think he likes big athletic guys. He likes Brock Osweiler. And the guy that he tends to favor for whatever reason, he falls in love with the athlete. I don't think they did their homework on Paxton Lynch. Paxton did not study well. Paxton did not prepare. His teammates resented him for it in some cases. Mm-hmm. So I think the Broncos need to do better homework there. But whether it was Paxton Lynch or Brock Osweiler or whatever, they get these guys with these long deliveries and these sort of the taller guys have longer throwing motions, which makes them susceptible to the rush. And so that happened with Brock. And, Brock fixed his hitch in his throwing motion there for a little bit, but once he became under pressure, kind of like Tim Tebow back in the day, once they were actually in the game, the fix that they thought would stick didn't stick because you go back to your natural muscle memory. I will tell you this. Had Brock stayed here and not gone for the money because Gary Kubiak believed in Brock, I think Brock would have stuck in the league. I think Brock would have at least gotten a nicer, I think he'd still be playing right now. I don't know if he'd be a starter, but he'd still be playing, and I don't think he would have had his career crash the way that he did. Now, would he be a top 5 quarterback? I'm not going to say that, but I think Brock put a lot of pressure on himself, undue pressure, because he went to Houston, he took all the money, and he had to go win over a locker room full of teammates with a coach that is hard on quarterbacks.
Right.
He already had the confidence. His teammates here loved him. So I just think Brock's tale could have been different, and we might be talking about Elway's success rate a little bit different had he not left for Houston.
Right. But I'd definitely like to have you on again for sure if you'd like to come on again when there's actually games played.
Sure.
And definitely talk more. I mean, because it was fun. If you can, real quick, I'd like for you to share after the show's over. I'd like for you to share so we can get our name out there because I love doing this and talking to you guys. I'd appreciate that. But I do thank you for coming on, and I hope to do it again sometime with you again.
All right. Thanks for having me. Enjoy your Friday.
Definitely. Same to you. You have a good night.
Good night.
Bye. Andy Lindahl, everybody. Altitude Sports Radio. What a great conversation. I hope to chat it up with him again. So, I'm going to end off on the show on this. Follow us on YouTube. And follow us on Facebook at Tampa Bay Sports Bandits. The name will be changing again. And we are also on Anchor. So, follow us on that and all those major platforms. And we will be with you Sunday. Hopefully Eric will be with us. So